Coming up on News2, police need your help as they search for a missing minor. Also, the federal government continues its investigation of a poisoning incident that put several members of a vacationing family in a coma. While methyl bromide is outlawed in the U.S., except for agricultural purposes, local experts say it's not something typically seen in farming here. Also, how was tax day in the VI? What you need to know if you missed the April 15th deadline. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us on this edition of News2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping on Newscast, the tax offices were filled with last-minute filers for D-Day. Dozens of people dropped off their completed returns or extensions to the Bureau of Internal Revenue in both districts. It was smooth sailing for many residents, and officials said they were prepared for the taxpayers.
When you're going to end up having to pay the government, you want to wait till the last minute to go ahead and have to pay them and stuff.
Our staff was well prepared to deal with the onslaught. As you could see, we have the tent set up. We have tables upstairs. We had the extended hours last night. Today is from 7 to 9. To accommodate the taxpaying public. I
thought it was very good, very easy, very simple. And again, like I said, I'm surprised. I got a return, so I'm a happy person today.
I'll be honest with you, I'm usually late, but I decided that these are some of the initiatives that Governor Mapp has been instituting in us that we have to lead by example. I'm happy that I'm on time. Last year I paid a huge penalty that I am still trying to make good on, but it's important that we pay our taxes because, as a territory, we do need the funds, so we're all making that effort.
In other news, in recent weeks, we've learned about methyl bromide and how highly toxic it is to humans after a vacationing family was poisoned in St. John last month. The effects after exposure can range from respiratory and neurological effects to death. News2's Erica Parsons has more.
There's no question that the Delaware family who are now fighting for their lives were exposed to a dangerous gas during their stay at the Serenusa Villas in St. John.
Inhalation is I would say would be the main route of exposure with methyl bromide. Although, if you're applying it and you were to get just a drop on your skin is going to burn.
Steve Esmond, his wife, and 2 teenage sons all became seriously ill after a nearby unit was sprayed with methyl bromide by Terminex USVI. Dr. Joe Williamson says this is the worst case of exposure he's heard about.
Unfortunately, it appears this family chose not to leave their home. They thought they had food poisoning, so they decided to stay and rest it out. Unfortunately, that caused them to get more ill and very sick. But had they have decided, I'm sick, go to the hospital right away, I'm thinking it would probably been a lot less of a disaster to them.
Methyl bromide is illegal in the U.S. for indoor use, but it is permitted for use in agriculture.
It's typically used for soil-borne pests before planting a crop, usually strawberries and other high-value crops.
The soil is prepared atop or some type of covering, polyethylene preferably, is placed over the soil, and the methyl bromide gas is injected under the plastic or polyethylene. That stays there for a while, and it penetrates the soil and kills whatever weed seeds, nematodes, insects, diseases that's in the soil. So it's primarily a agricultural pesticide in the form of a gas.
The powerful pesticide is not something that's easily obtained because of its heavy restrictions.
Methyl bromide is a restricted use product. It's not to be purchased by anyone unless they are a certified applicator, and it's not to be used by anyone that is not a certified applicator or directly supervised by a certified applicator.
Erica Parsons, News2.
The territory may be able to process their own fruits down the road and add another trade to the local economy. On Monday, a bill to study the benefits of having a fruit processing plant passed unanimously out of a Senate committee. Lawmakers raised concerns about having yet another feasibility study. But bill sponsor Senator Myron Jackson says his intention is to follow through with building a plant once the study says it's a go. The Government Services, Consumer and Veterans Affairs Committee met in Otley Legislative Hall to consider a bill to reestablish the Office of the Inspector General as a semi-autonomous government agency. Also, the Senate committee members also considered Bill number 31-0036, chaired by Senator Justin Harrigan and sponsored by Senator Samuel Sanez. And the bill would allow the Department of Planning and Natural Resources to set reasonable fee schedules for various administrative services without legislative approval. Here's more.
A, reasonable fee schedule for various administrative services subject to the approval of the legislature. DPNR, Division of Environmental Enforcement, is requesting an amendment for the rules and regulations by striking the phrase subject to approval by legislature. This will give the department's commissioner the ability to make changes to the fee structure without legislature approval. This would also give the department the ability to increase mooring fees, which have not been increased for over 2 decades.
Raising fees in this climate of the fiscal situation, it's kind of rough right now. I would almost say that if you came before the body and made a compelling argument, like you're doing now, maybe I think it would be in your favor. But I think we ought to try the system that's in place right now.
Senator Kurt Violet, chairman of the Health, Hospitals and Human Services Committee, spearheaded a fact-finding mission on Tuesday by visiting the Frederiksted Healthcare, Inc., 3 associated sites on St. Croix, the Frederiksted Center, North Shore Health Site, and East Dental Clinic. He was accompanied by committee members Senator Armando Rocky Liebert and Novell Francis Jr. He said the objective of these visits was to familiarize himself with those agencies that fall under his jurisdiction. They also plan to visit the East End Health Care Center on St. Thomas and the Myra Keating Smith Community Health Care Center on St. John. Police are seeking your help in locating a missing minor, Kiara Foy, a minor they say has ran away from home several times. Kiara was last seen on April 13, 2015, when she was dropped off to the Charlotte Amalie High School at approximately 7:45 a.m. and they say has not returned home or has been seen since that time. She was last seen wearing a Charlotte Amalie High School uniform and her hair was braided in cornrows. Kiara is 15 years old, stands 5'2", and weighs 100 pounds. Police say if you see Kiara Foy, you're asked to contact Detective Royale Donistarg or Detective Cherise Thomas at 340-715-5541 or call 911. U.S. Magistrate Judge George Cannon today issued an order detaining Nicholas Mena, 34 of St. Croix, who was arrested Friday on a criminal complaint charging him with 1 count of receipt of child pornography and 1 count of possessing child pornography. Mena made his initial appearance before U.S. Magistrate Judge Cannon on Friday after his arrest and had his detention hearing on Monday. If convicted of receipt of child pornography, Mena faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years and a maximum of 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. If convicted of possession of child pornography, Mena faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Crime Stoppers remind you that police need your help as they continue to investigate the following crimes. Remember, you can earn a reward in the process. On St. Croix, police are still searching for the people involved in several hit-and-run cases. On January 25, 2014, on Northside Road near the Golden Rock Shopping Center, 79-year-old Theodore Phillip was crossing the street when he was struck and killed by 2 vehicles. One vehicle was pulling a trailer and the other vehicle was possibly a Lexus SUV. Now, on the same date, 54-year-old Socorro Perea was walking on the Constitution Hill Road when he was struck and killed by a vehicle. On August 18, 2013, 59-year-old Nadine Hector was struck and killed by a vehicle when she was walking near the doctor's offices on the Miracle Mile on Northside Road. On St. Thomas, on April 9th, Mrs. Nataya Melchior Munoz reported that sometime around 7:45 p.m., while she was in the area of Dover School with some friends and speaking on her phone, she observed a black male walking towards her. As she was about to put her phone into her bag, he came up to her and pulled her 14-karat gold Omega chain and gold pendant off her neck. He then took off running towards the vicinity of Savannah, police say. On St. John on November 18, 2014, at approximately 9:15 a.m., officers were dispatched to the area of Hanson Bay about a report that a man was discovered lifeless inside the residence. The victim has been identified as Edward Hutton Netherland. Anyone having information about this homicide can call the Major Crime Unit at 340-714-5617, Crime Stoppers, or 911. The U.S. Coast Guard has called off the search for a missing Irishman who is suspected to have gone overboard approximately 60 nautical miles south of Vieques, Puerto Rico. 67-year-old Dominic William O'Carroll was found to be missing following a passenger count after a crew member reported seeing a person or large object going overboard early Monday morning. The U.S. Coast Guard reports that William O'Carroll reportedly was last sighted by security cameras in several locations on board the cruise ship prior to the incident. Involved in the search was the new 33-foot special purpose craft law enforcement vessel from San Juan and one from St. Thomas. Turn our attention overseas. A Florida man is under arrest after landing a personal aircraft on the lawn of the U.S. Capitol building. He says he was just delivering a message. He landed what's called a gyrocopter on the grounds Wednesday afternoon. Visitors never expected to see this on the tour. U.S. Capitol Police arrested 61-year-old Doug Hughes, a mail carrier, who said on a website he had a delivery for Congress, letters demanding campaign reform. It's a no-fly zone over the Capitol, and one lawmaker said if Hughes had made it any closer to the building, police could have shot him down. The event caused temporary lockdown. Keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow, NASDAQ, S&P all up. The Dow 75, NASDAQ 33, S&P 10. Coming up on News 2, food for thought. Celebrity chefs are cooking up some publicity and sharing some recipes for success as part of St. Croix's Food and Wine Experience, a fundraiser for the St. Croix Foundation. Coming up next. The Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority has scheduled a water service interruption for the St. Thomas-Niski area from 9 p.m. to midnight on Thursday, April 16th. Customers from the Niski Shopping Center to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles will experience water service interruption while crews replace an 18-inch water main valve. The authority apologizes for the inconvenience caused by this water service interruption and ensures customers that every effort will be made to restore water service as quickly as possible. Well, residents of Garden Street can expect some relief in the near future. Senator Gene Ford said he met with St. Thomas Administrator Lawrence Bishalty and his staff toward the Commandant Gata Long Path area, also known as Garden Street, and was displeased with the lack of cleanliness in the area. The drains and guts are overgrown with bush. Alleyways are filled with garbage collection and abandoned vehicles. Senator Ford said he received many calls from residents complaining about the infestation of rodents. The senator said that he was assured that residents will experience some relief in the upcoming week. Well, how do you feel about eating rum barrels and seashells? They tasted good. We can promise you that. Dozens of residents got to learn firsthand from celebrity pastry chef Duff Goldman just how to decorate a totally edible cake to look like a rum barrel. Here's more.
So we're making a little cake, right? And it's a little rum barrel. And so we're going to teach people how to airbrush the barrel, and then we're making little candy slats that go all the way around the cake, so it's going to really look like a barrel. And we're going to show them how to paint those by hand to look like wood. And then we're doing sand, and we have some little candy seashells that we're going to be airbrushing. We're going to stick those all over the place. And then we have a stencil. This is something I've never done in a class before, is stenciling something. So it's like it kind of looks like like the wood burning brand that you put on a barrel and it says rum.
Well, meanwhile, 2 C-Tech students may end up working with Chef Duff. Last year, during the St. Croix Food and Wine Experience, 2 other students were singled out to intern with Facebook for 2 weeks. Danica Boyd, one of those students, actually works there now. Chef Duff said he's interested in taking on at least 1 intern. Facebook is also planning to have another VI intern this year.
It's a great opportunity to work with Jeff Goldman and have an internship with him. Because why? Because you learn more from his experience, and he teaches you what he knows, and then to go along and get more information.
I just came back from Facebook, and it was a good experience. We learned a lot. It was very hard, but got through it. It was fun. Then Hawaii was a really good experience because really get to work close with Sam Choi.
It's been a very great experience. I've learned many things. Right now, what I do is dim sums, which is a Chinese dumpling. I do Chinese and Japanese style dumplings. I know nothing about Asian food. I've learned everything when I went to Facebook.
Congratulations to the interns, and of course, it's all part of the St. Croix Food and Wine Experience. Well, the long-awaited list of winners of the 26th Annual Afternoon on the Green held on Sunday, March 15th, is out. And here they are, who now share some of those bragging rights. Lena Steele Williams received first prize in the overall People's Choice Award category. Shanique Thomas received the People's Choice Award for her Oreo cheesecake. Main dishes, meats, poultry, shepherd's pie by Alex Randall. Side dishes was Dion Phillips. Vegetable casseroles, first prize was Swiss chicken casserole by G Clef Music Academy. Seafood category, number 1, fish chowder, Ingrid Simon. In soups, Raul's black bean chili, Jose Raul Carrillo. Breads category, pumpkin spice was number 1, bread by Vivian St. Eustace. And native drinks, first prize, Popeye's Revenge, Marquise Aubain. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.